You might think that problem solving is an inherently human skill, but actually its scientific study started around 100 years ago with Kohler's studies on chimpanzees. These are some of the actual footages that he recorded. In this video, you see the monkeys that try to reach a banana using some boxes that they never really encountered, and they absolutely had no idea that they could stack them on top of each other to reach the banana. But if this doesn't convince you, there are many other even more interesting videos from Kohler and his chimpanzees, and I highly recommend them because they're quite interesting. But I wanted something that could be climbing related or more similar to climbing, so this is the one that I've chosen. And these studies were the foundations of the actual theory of problem solving. And starting from these videos and starting from these studies, we started studying how humans resolve problems and how we can improve it, what are the factors that can limit it, and how can we train it? How can we train creativity? How can we train problem solving? In climbing, we refer to beta as the strategy that we use when solving a problem or a route. And we usually have an intended beta when we are indoors. The route setter is trying to do their best to make it such that the most easy beta is the one that is that the problem was built for. But sometimes you might find some sneaky ways of solving it so that it's easier to your capabilities. And that's when you say you broke the beta. But today I'm not here to show you some nice beta breaks that allows pros to win the comps. No, I think that Albert Oak already did an amazing job at this, so I highly recommend his videos. But today I'm going to go more deeply into the detail of what is problem solving, what is creativity, and how can we improve it. According to Gestalt psychology, problem solving can be divided in two types of processes. We have reproductive thinking and productive thinking. In reproductive thinking, we link various actions or processes that are already known from familiar and similar situations and contexts. When we applied reproductive thinking, we have the feeling that we're going step by step closer to the goal, and until we eventually reach it. However, in productive thinking, we are actually applying already known concepts to new situations in a creative way. And this is a process that when it's employed feels like a revelation. You have this aha experience that the scientists are describing. So Kohler, Duncker, and Wertheimer, which are the main exponents of Gestalt psychology, described which are the 4 steps that goes through for the problem-solving process, especially in the productive thinking. We have the first step, that is the impasse, then fixation, then incubation, and finally the aha experience. So at start, you get in front of your problem, you try to employ the strategies that you usually employ, and it doesn't work. And when it's applied to climbing, this is the moment in which you feel that the problem is impossible, that it's too hard for your capacities, for your skills, and for your strength. So you usually, at this point, just go look for other things to do. In the impasse phase, what happens is that you employ a strategy that you're used to, and it feels like it's improving, that it's getting you somewhere. You go again and try it again and again and again, but it still has no positive outcome. And this is the fixation. You keep on going with the same move, with the same strategy, even though it's unfruitful, and it actually is not leading to the solution of the problem. And this is also one of the most dangerous moments when training, because for example in climbing, this is where you incur in a pull injury, or you might also have knee injuries as well, because these could also lead to overuse injuries. Then you have the incubation, which is the most interesting phase, scientifically speaking. Is when you take a step back and just think about something else. And there are many evidence that show that this phase is actually really important and useful in solving problems. The last step is, as I said before, the aha experience, when you finally find something that clicks and gives you the solution and you wonder yourself why you didn't think about it before. So now that we know the phases, we can deep into how these works, how we can facilitate this process and what hinders it. So about fixation, we know that previous knowledge on specific functions is inhibiting our ability to solve problems and come up with new creative ideas. In fact, kids are much better than adults in providing new solutions and new creative opportunities or functions for elements that already have a function that adults are previously accustomed with. In fact, when I started climbing, I remember that I was using my knees a lot more to reach far holds. But by the way that I got more used to the technique, and I especially got more used to high feet, it's more difficult to even think about this option. So this is an example of how the previous functions and knowledge can inhibit providing new opportunities. So here we already have a hint on how to get over these impasses. If it is too much knowledge, too much experience on certain types of moves, then we can actually train specific moves that are not as frequent, even when they're not really useful or unfruitful. And that can facilitate the possibility of us finding the solution when they're actually needed or when they're helpful for us. So for an example, if you're used to use underclings as underclings, so you use it with the hands, and you're not as accustomed to use toe hooks, it's difficult that you will think about those really nice jugs pointing downwards as a toe hook. So we can see how it's important to train, to have as much experience as we can with different types of techniques. And it's not always really easy, especially because it depends on the amount of experience that you can have. Maybe you have a boulder in which you have toe hooks, but that move you don't encounter as much as drop knees, for example. So what we can do is design some specific training in which we force ourselves to find innovative solutions or new ways of using the same hold, even though its function is obvious. So for example, find a good jug and try to do a back hang, or use a half donut hold to do a foot jam. Maybe they won't work, but the fact that you're just thinking about them and trying and see the body positioning will help your mental schemes to develop in towards that direction and making it easier to perform in the future. If you want a more specific training plan, ask your friend to select you 5 different holds, medium to good hold, and try to find as many ways of using it in 5 minutes and write down how many you found. And repeat this for all the 5 different holds. If you do this 1 or 2 times a week, you might be able to see an improvement in the first 1 or 2 months, especially the first one. So what will happen with this training is that you will get faster and faster finding new solutions. And this is because you will start to employ a new strategy on how to find different types of function for the same hold. So you will first develop a routine or a skill in which you're rotating the hands, rotating the body, trying to hold the holder in different positions from different angles, and this will allow you to find quicker solutions in the first time, especially when you do for the first months. And then you will find a plateau. And that is fine, because you develop some skills in which and some strategies which allow you to find new solutions in a quicker way and more efficient way. You switch to reproductive thinking, but this is okay because you created a new basis from which you can create new solutions in a easier way. If you don't want such a structured program, what you can do is actually employ it in your warm-up routine. So something that I usually do is to modify my warm-up routes so that I am forced to find new ways of doing it, or new solutions, or new body positioning. So here you'll see some examples that I use, and these should be employed in a different way each time. So if you decide to change the footholds for your route, don't always use the same route or the same footholds. Every time should be a different one. And another good way to get out of your own mind, of your box, is to ask someone else to find a small challenge. But it doesn't need to be challenging. It just needs to be different. And difference is the variety here is the key. So this is a really good exercise that you can do, especially if you have a small gym or your route setting is not top level. But what about incubation? Is it really the case that distracting yourself from the problem is actually useful? Well, there are many evidences that show that this is the right direction, that this is actually the case. We have different studies of different methods with degree of varying internal and external validity, but I'm not going to do much into details into this one. But in these experiments, the subjects had to solve different problems, that they were given alternative tasks, or they could do whatever they want. And if they had the possibility to take some breaks, they could go from 5 minutes to 20 minutes to 8 hours. Those who were solving the problem were doing the problem again after this time lapse, even though they were given the same amount of time, had a higher rate of success. And this, interestingly, seems to be the case, especially when the person is sleeping. So they've been doing these experiments in which the participants are asked to go home and get back to the lab 8 hours later, but once in the morning and once in the evening. And another group were asked to arrive in the afternoon and come back the following morning. And even though the same time lapse was spent, the participants who were sleeping, so actually spent less time thinking about the problem, had higher rates of success, but much, much higher. And so we had all these experiments trying to find out why sleeping is so important also to solve problems and to be more creative. And so they carried out some studies in which participants were using an EEG, an electroencephalogram, is an instrument that captures the activity of the brain cells. And it was shown that the long waves during sleep, which actually resembles a higher quality of sleeping, was predicting the participants that would solve the problem the following day. So we have now another good reason to think about sleep and good quality of sleep as a priority in our training. And sure, sleep can be really important when you're thinking about your project, but might be not the best solution when you're in a bouldering competition. When you're projecting, instead, try to make some routines or strategies that you can employ regularly, and so that you can get used to them. So, for example, force yourself to stop your attempts after 5 to 7 tries that have negative outcome. This will prevent the fixation, but will also prevent the injuries. So it would be good in the long term, in the long run, to have it as a habit. But then also, if you're trying to prepare for a competition, try to find distractions that are actually applicable during the competition as well. So if you're used to distract yourself with talking with the friends and sharing data on some other problem, that's completely fine. But this won't be helpful in a situation that is such like a competition in which you cannot talk with anyone else. And you will naturally find yourself trying to find an alternative solution and maybe disrupting your natural flow in problem solving. So a good thing to do is to try to specify in advance strategy that you want to employ in specific situation and to practice them in advance. So if you know that you have a bouldering competition in which you aren't allowed to talk with anyone else, try to make some simulations in which between the attempts, between the fixation problems, find a strategy that works for you and that is bringing your mind as far as possible from the problem. So for example, one thing that I use and I suggest is to try to focus on a different sense of your body. So for example, try to focus on the smell of the environment. Try to see if you can feel the sound of the shoe on the mat. And try to focus on different aspects of the environments which are usually neglected while you're focusing on something else. And this, if you are employing them in a systematic way and format, you will also learn how to get back into focus, but only if you try them actively and you practice them. So it is really important that you specify what is the routine that you like, that works for you, that relaxes you, so that you don't get too anxious, especially about the fact that you're not having the best time trying to find the solution of a problem that seems really hard for you. And at the same time, it will maximize the probability that you can actually solve it. Finally, I would like to remark the importance of trying to stay positive, maintain a good attitude towards the challenge, especially in highly stressful situations like in competition. So enjoying the process, staying positive, having fun, and especially staying connected with the community, sharing data, and having the best time that you can have, especially when you're preparing for stressful situations. So this is something that we must learn because we have activations that are different. And I will talk about this in other videos as well. I hope you found this video interesting. Let me know if you would like me to have more details on the experiments that have been carried out so far. And also let me know if you have ever used this kind of training or mindset, or if you have specific details or strategies or routines that you employ to make these processes easier. Also, I'm available in a psychological analysis of the cases that you can comment on. You can send me in private or in public with the comments or messages through Instagram. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you are interested in more contents like this, I really recommend to press on the little bell so that you get the notifications when I have a new video to show. So I'll see you in the next video and stay psyched.